Please welcome Connie Wright, Senior Vice President of Housing Access, Affordability, Philanthropy, and Community Impact for Wells Fargo.
Good evening. I bring you greetings from the Wells Fargo Housing Access and Affordability Philanthropy team. We are thrilled to be able to support this event and to join you in recognizing the award recipients this evening. The last time that I was on this stage presenting, if some of you were here, you will remember that I got a bit emotional. And I promised David that I would not shed any tears this evening. But I will say that I am equally as excited and certainly as honored as I was at that time to be here tonight to talk to you about a remarkable individual who has dedicated her life to fighting for fairness and equality in the housing sector. Lisa Rice has been at the forefront of the battle against housing discrimination, working tirelessly to eliminate barriers and expand equal housing and lending opportunities and access for all. As President and CEO of the National Fair Housing Alliance, she leads the nation's only national civil rights agency solely dedicated to eradicating housing discrimination and breaking down obstacles in the housing markets by ensuring that everyone has access to the housing that they deserve. Lisa has emerged as a true leader, playing a pivotal role in spearheading major enforcement initiatives that address the diverse forms of discrimination that plague our housing system. Through her fearless leadership, these initiatives have successfully tackled a wide range of pressing issues, breaking down barriers that hinder equal access to housing. Her advocacy aims to create a level playing field where housing opportunities are accessible to all without discrimination. She is also dedicated to addressing the barrier of rental discrimination, advocating for the implementation of policies that guarantee fair treatment for every prospective tenant, irrespective of their background or identity. She's also recognized that appraisal bias has been a long-standing challenge in our housing system, perpetuating inequalities and hindering the progress we seek. She has passionately tackled this issue, advocating for transparent and unbiased appraisal processes that uphold the principles of fairness and, again, equal opportunity. Under Lisa's leadership, NFHA is at the forefront of combating racial inequality and dismantling systemic obstacles that hinder marginalized communities from attaining equitable opportunities. Notably, she spearheaded the introduction of the Keys Unlock Dreams initiative, a groundbreaking effort aimed at significantly reducing the racial wealth and homeownership disparities. Her diligent work around special purpose credit programs resulted in the release of groundbreaking legal analysis, prompting the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to issue guidance that clarifies the compliance of SBCPs with the Fair Housing Act. This development solidified the legitimacy of these programs and reinforced their role in fostering fair and equitable access to credit for all. Lisa was also instrumental in the establishment of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and played a vital role in establishing the Office of Fair Lending and Equal Opportunity within the CFPB. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa's contributions to expanding equal housing opportunities have been truly transformative. Through her leadership, countless lives have been positively impacted and barriers have been shattered. Now, let us illuminate the remarkable endeavors of Lisa, an unwavering advocate for affordable housing and a fierce champion for fairness and equality within the housing sector.
When I think of Lisa, I think of energy. I think of commitment. I think of dedication. I think of brilliance. So whether it is financial pathways, whether it is in lending, banking, or tenant rights, whether it is policies around zoning and land use, whether it is policies around access to home ownership.
There are over 4 million instances of housing discrimination that occur in the United States every single year. And housing discrimination doesn't have just one look. It doesn't have one face. It can be a policy that is applied across the board that has the effect or the outcome of or the impact of discriminating against women or families with children or people with disabilities. Or it could be a bad actor. It could be an appraiser who is undervaluing a property that is owned by a Black couple or a Latino couple. It could be an algorithm that is perpetuating discrimination against people based on their protected class status. So there isn't one way that it occurs, but I think that our teams are really expert at figuring out all of the different forms of discrimination and helping people.
Lisa has taught me that housing issues often have long and uncomfortable histories. But by embracing that history and learning from it, we can move forward in a meaningful way. Lisa is a fierce and constructive advocate with an ambition to make housing better and more accessible for all.
I explain to people all the time, our nation, unfortunately, in this country, we have had hundreds of years of unfair policies and practices that we've put in place. And over the course of those hundreds of years of unfair policies, they've created systems that are inequitable and systems that perpetuate discrimination against different groups of people. So can I say in my lifetime that we will eliminate housing discrimination? No, I'm not that naive. But I believe in my lifetime we will create a world that is fairer, that provides more opportunities for people who heretofore haven't had those opportunities.
You are a thoughtful, constructive leader who is never afraid to tell the truth. We at JPMorgan Chase are proud to partner with you at the National Fair Housing Alliance in pursuit of equitable housing opportunities and creating a more inclusive economy for everyone.
In the United States, where you live matters, right? If you give me your address, I can tell you everything about you. I can tell you your educational attainment. I can tell you how much money you make. I can tell you your net worth. I can guess the kinds of diseases you will get. I can predict how you will die. I can predict your credit score. I can predict how long you will live if you give me your address. Because in the U.S., place is inextricably linked to opportunity. So housing is the crux of everything. Housing impacts your health outcomes, it impacts your educational outcomes, it impacts your wealth outcomes, right? And so if we don't crack this housing inequality nut, we can't fix anything else that is wrong in our society. So that really is why we do what we do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the stage Lisa Rice, this year's recipient of the Housing Visionary Award.
Wow, I'm a little nervous. Is it okay if I go off script just a minute? My shero is in the room tonight. I did not know she was coming. She is my lifelong mentor. She's been my mentor since I was 15 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, Shauna Smith, the first president and CEO, the founding president and CEO of the National Fair Housing Alliance, and the woman who put together the methodology, helped put together the methodology to investigate the first sexual harassment complaint under the Fair Housing Act and to bring it and to establish sexual harassment as a violation of the Federal Fair Housing Act. Shauna Smith. I didn't know she was going to be here. I'm so honored to be here tonight with you all. Connie, thank you so much for those amazingly warm words. David, thank you for your friendship and just your partnership and your support lo these many years. Thank you. It's a distinct honor and privilege for me to be here this evening accepting the NHC's Visionary Award. Goosebumps. It seems unreal. It seems so real. I don't wake up every day thinking of myself as a visionary. I think of myself more as a beneficiary and even a dream catcher. And that is because I stand here today on the shoulders of some really amazing and incredible people who have gifted me with freedom, justice, democracy, wisdom, and determination. I stand on the shoulders of people like Fannie Lou Hamer, Harriet Tubman, Frederick Douglass, Ida B. Wells, Martin Luther King Jr., Shauna Smith, and my own parents, who grew up in the Jim Crow South, Alabama, and Arkansas, forged their way to the North so that they could vote and gain more economic stability, only to be faced when they arrived north with extreme segregation. Their sacrifices have never been lost on me. I benefit from the many battles they have waged and won, and I live in their dreams that we all can live in a society where everyone can thrive and live up to their fullest potential. 55 years after the passage of the Federal Fair Housing Act, after Dr. King's assassination, after the release of the Kerner Commission report, we don't yet have that society. Still today, because of segregation and its effects, where we live impacts every area and facet of our lives. The neighborhoods we inhabit dictate whether we will reside in a community with fresh air, clean water, well-resourced schools, safe and affordable credit, healthy foods, and broadband access, or whether we will live in a community with toxic land, air, and water, high cost and unsafe credit, poorly resourced schools, or insufficient broadband. I believe that I'm being honored and recognized tonight for the work we do at the National Fair Housing Alliance to ensure that everyone can live in that first community that I described. We must have that society if we are to remain a strong, viable, economically thriving nation. And so I must accept this award because it takes a village to do the work that we do. On behalf of the wonderful and amazing staff and board that we have at the National Fair Housing Alliance, I'm going to ask them to please stand. Not only the amazing staff and board, but our members. And if you're a member or a supporter of NAFA, please stand too, because you work with us every single day to make sure fair housing is a reality for us all. Thank you, David. Thank you, NHC. Thank you, Pamela and Ralph. And thank you all for your commitment to fair and affordable housing.